Greetings, I'm Michael DeSanto and the host of this edition of Champion Chats, where we dive into proven success stories from around the fluid analysis industry. Today, we're joined by Hermen Kamp from Mammoet. Welcome, Hermen. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone.
We've had a chance to talk in the past about Mammoet and some of the great things that go on in your company, and it's really a fascinating company. Maybe we could start today by you sharing a little bit about your company and some of the great things that you do.
Sure. Yeah. Mammoet is a company that provides solutions to any heavy lift or transport challenge. We aim to develop long-term relationships with our clients in order to understand their businesses and their challenges they have. And by working closely with our partners, we realize the most efficient and most cost-effective approaches. The client trusts us to help them to achieve feats and once considered impossible, well, we often break most records that are there. Some dream about the future, to have it a smarter, safer, and stronger world. We actually build it.
That's fantastic. When you really think about some of the things that you've been able to do on your level, your program's really evolved over the years within your company. Can you share us a little bit about how it's evolved and what's some of the great stories that are behind that?
The program really evolved in the past. We started off by using a single sample once so often if the mechanic expected something to be wrong, like he dipped gold in the oil and sent it in for a review. Didn't bring us much what we expected. So we started the program going very deep. Now we take a sample before we do the maintenance and we drive the maintenance program on the oil analysis as well.
So when you think about Mammoet's strategic focus and their strategic initiatives, you really start to think about the folks that you put on time. How is your fluid analysis program helping you achieve uptime?
Well, our clients, they have big challenges. They want to move us big stuff, heavy stuff. They have very tight schedules to move materials from location A to location B, and then I mean heavy stuff. So the schedules are tight, and in that tight schedule, we have to perform. And if you cannot perform in that schedule, the whole schedule of our client goes down the drain. So we really have to perform when the time is there to perform. And oil analysis is one of the items that helps us maintaining our fleet the best we can.
And when you have that and your emphasis is so much on that, you really have to rely on compliance to make sure that you're getting the samples in and that you're being able to test your equipment. How do you execute compliance within your testing program to make sure that all your equipment is being tested in a timely manner?
It starts off with a training session. All new employees, mechanics that are entering our workshop, they will be going through training sessions. Oil analysis is one of them. Once in every other week, we have a training session with the mechanics and we explain them how important the program is for our maintenance program and how they fit into that schedule. And from there, it's just following the procedures that we have set up for the oil analysis. So take the samples, submit it with the Horizon app, make sure you get the samples to the warehouse ships it off every other day to the lab. We review the reports that we receive in our portals, and those reports will also be used by preparing the next maintenance, by making notifications in our system so we know what's going on and we know what to do the next time that the service is coming due.
So building on that a little bit, can you even share an example or two of how Mammoet has really saved more of equipment through the information and the recommendations that they've received in their oil analysis reports?
Sure. Our biggest saving though is from not wasting any good materials. We take oil analysis from our components so we can see the internal guts of the components themselves. And we only do maintenance on the components that require any maintenance or attention. For us, that's the biggest saving, and it goes in hundreds of thousands of dollars on an annual basis by just not flushing good oil down the drain. I think that's our biggest saving that we have. But by acting on analysis, we can also determine, okay, is the oil the right oil that we are using? Hey, is there a mistake made? So we can actually prevent equipment going down on mistakes, technical issues that we have with the equipment. And everything else is just monitoring that what's happening with the equipment.
Hermen, that is just a great story all the way around. From the time about building your fluid analysis program to creating uptime and making sure that your customers have the information that they need, and then making sure that you're driving compliance, and then leading that into acting on information and recommendations that you get from your oil analysis program. That's a great story. We were glad to have you on board today with us, Hermen, to really tell the story about how champions are using fluid analysis in this edition of Champion Chats. For all of us that are watching today, thank you for taking the time to watch this edition of Champion Chats. And to learn more about Polaris Laboratories and how to save more of your equipment and to how to increase your own uptime, come and visit us at polarislabs.com. Continue on this journey, and we'll see you soon.